force, I know it's hard to remember. All 1,980 members. That's why you have to go and collect them all. Tell your parents they can buy them at the mall. Now! When's that new series of 1984's coming out? Right now! Go! Go! Go!
Hello! And welcome to Speeding Bullets Repackaged. I am Richie, and...
Hey, come on, all right. Come on, Crypto, get out of here. Come on, come on. Time for the show. Come
Worst
on.
dog ever.
Best dog ever.
Well, that's what they describe Crypto as the worst dog ever.
Worst dog ever.
Because it was based on James Gunn's dog, who was, the worst dog ever. And that was the term of endearment.
A sperm of endearment, that's what I heard. And that is not at all what it was supposed to be.
It was a term of endearment.
Hey, everybody. It's Tupper here. Welcome to Speeding Bullets Repackaged. It's toy time in Tiny Town for all of you. Hey, YouTube. Sperm
of endearment is probably a title of a porn film.
It is. It's a Simpsons joke. It's on one of the marquees for one of their sex theaters, which was a thing that existed back in the late 80s and early 90s. I don't think they exist anymore, at least not so. Like in Midtown New York, which is where they got the idea. Anyway, this has nothing to do with toys. This is all about toys. We have a big, huge episode for you today. I hope you're having a great day out there, YouTube. Like this video. Hit that ding. Get that subscription. Follow us every week. We are here every Monday, and we are here for your enjoyment, but mostly ours.
That's right, because we do it because we enjoy it.
That's true. It's certainly not for money.
That's right. All right, so we'll jump right into the coming soon.
That's not the coming soon music. It's very modern, trippy, trip-hop.
All right. Some of these things that are in the coming soon we have seen before, but they're slightly better images, not necessarily great images, but slightly better.
Slightly better. Which really, again, is what we're going for every week. Yeah. Slightly better.
So first up, we actually got this guy in package. That's the long-eared Batman we were looking at before. We had a hard time because he was on a black background. I don't think we saw the accessories before, but he comes with some extra hands and looks like a batarang, and that's it.
The batarang is bigger than his head, for God's sake.
That's true.
Why do they keep doing that? It's not, that doesn't fit in a utility belt. You just throw it out. It's like the size of a bat.
That's the one.
I don't mean like a.
He holds it on his back underneath the cape. It's one of those big ones.
I never liked the big Batman batarangs because they just logistically make zero sense. Yeah. And, he's basically just carrying a backpack with all this shit in it behind the cape.
He's Dora.
Not very. He's what?
He's Dora.
He's Dora the Explorer?
That's right.
The Dora Knight.
Nice. That's nice. I won't even give you a sad trombone for that one. I like that.
You are welcome.
Next up, a Batwing in package image. Looks like he comes as is. No accessories to be seen.
Such a cheapo McFarlane. Great job. Again, accessories are hit and miss with these things. That figure better not be $40. Let me put it to you that way.
It's better be one of the $29.99.
Exactly. That's.
I can already see that it doesn't come with a fucking flight stand because you can see the black peg stand there. And flying characters should come with a fucking flight stand. I don't give a shit.
I agree.
They should come with a flight stand.
I'm with Richie. Richie and I had this discussion yesterday because I was talking about some stuff that I may show you towards the end of this episode. Depends on time. And one of them, it's like very clearly should have come with a flight stand. And I'm like, why didn't you come with a flight stand? And Richie's like, any flying figure should come with a right flight stand. And I agree. And listen, when Mattel picks up this license next year, you better make some great flight stands, and you better put them with your flying characters. Do you hear me? Do you hear me, Mattel? Because I'm coming for you if you don't.
That's right. Next up, we've seen some of these. This is just an... oh, wait, no. This is the Disco Dick.
Disco Dick! I thought you were going to play that every time we showed Disco Dick.
I just did.
My man.
I played it in a couple in the last episode. So
No, you didn't. I didn't hear any Disco Duck.
Yeah, maybe you weren't paying attention. So I'm pretty sure.
It's in the video. Well, of course I was paying attention.
I'm pretty sure I put it in there, and I'm pretty sure my memory is more reliable than yours.
Oh, yeah. Shit, that's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Now, the one that I thought was next on the page, but we've seen some different colored Batmans. We've seen some different colored Batmans lately, like the purple and there was a well, this is the green one, so there's a pink one, but yeah, I don't know why they're doing these different colored ones. It's 60s style Batman, yeah.
Well, there was a whole comic book where they had all of the different colored Batman.
That's right.
It was like the rainbows was in the issue. They all had, I guess, different powers or something like that. It was the 60s. Yeah. Weird shit happened.
People were on a lot of drugs.
Okay, so let's talk about this for a really brief second. So I'm assuming they're going to put out all of the Roy G. Biv Batmans on their own at a price point between $30 and $40. And let me just say, if you are a person who needs to have all of the colors of the Batman rainbow for a collection, you might be a psychopath.
I'm not even that bad.
I mean, like, we're not even like, they would get all of the regular Batmans that are out there of all the different types, and then they would get one of each of the colors. It feels like a cash grab from McFarlane. And if you were stupid enough to buy all of the colors of the rainbow for that Batman series, in addition to everything else you're doing, I don't know, maybe donate some of your money to charity.
Yeah. Maybe. The next thing is interesting, and I wish I would have put the two of them together, but because there'll be another image afterwards. But this is supposedly a line of figures that is stripped down, because it's not the. It looks like a McFarlane multiverse box, but it's got the peg thing on the top, so it's like a clamshell box. These are like stripped down, come with no accessories, and apparently are going straight to Ross in the States. So these are Ross exclusive, cheaper versions of the DC Multiverse figures for people.
This might be the dumbest idea that McFarlane has ever had for a thing. On the surface, you'd think it's very smart. It's like, oh, let's get ahead of it, and we'll put out a cheap line of figures, and we'll put them in Ross stores because that's where all of our toys go
the other one.
Eventually. But the reality is that it is a very, very novelty thing, but you're also saying to the fans of your product, well, and we know we print too much and we're going to go there eventually, so we're going to make a stripped down product to go there anyway. But who's going to buy those that doesn't already have those figures?
Yeah.
You know, and what is the price point that's going to be on these? Like $15, $20?
I think they're like $19.99. Yeah.
I hate this idea. I think it's really insulting to collectors of action figures. This is the kind of thing, I'm sure people feel more passionately about this than I do, but just because we don't have Rosses here in Canada, so that would, I guess, be a Winners or HomeSense thing if it happened.
And they don't even get things as it is.
Yeah, I just think it's really, really insulting to put on a brand new to the market thing for those collectors that have to have every single type of one, because now they're going to Ross to specifically spend it.
You know what they're probably doing? You know what they're probably doing? These are probably figures they have left over, and they're losing the license, so they're like, well, let's just put them in these packages and ship them to Ross. And
yeah. Yeah, it's just like the whole thing smacks of an extra little cash grab. It's not about caring about the collectors. And McFarlane's usually pretty good about putting out stuff that is collector focused. Mm-hmm. But I think this is kind of like a huge insult to the collector market. Yeah. And honestly, I hope nobody buys these, and I hope they sit at Ross stores until they're like $1 and really undercuts the whole profit margin for McFarlane on these toys.
And then I hope people just use those to butcher them for customs.
Yeah, it's kind of a shitty idea.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole if you're asking me what my feelings are, and I feel you're in the same bucket.
I am. Next one is not a great image, and next week we'll have a better image because Tupper found one this morning, which was too late for me to add in. But this is the Merciless and King Joker or King Batman Who Laughs, or whatever they call him. But yeah, looks really cool. I don't need that version of Batman Who Laughs or Merciless, so I'm not going to grab this one.
You don't have the Merciless,
no?
Do you?
I do not.
Yeah, I think we talked about this before, not on the podcast, but like I actually really like that armored Ares Wonder Woman combination, but it's blue is the color scheme. Mm-hmm. I don't like the red. Yeah. I have no interest in this, but I do love that armored Ares Wonder Woman Merciless figure.
I do like the fact that it has a helmetless head with it, but I would much rather a proper color scheme Merciless, but with the optional head.
I mean, really, listen, this is the kind of thing that when we're talking about these companies and what they're doing, you know, when they're trying to get rid of products, just like we were talking about with the Ross thing, they still have the sculpts for these. I think it'd be super cool if they put a Merciless figure out there, all built together with that extra head and with the sword, and put a price point on that, like $40 to $50, because there are people like me who don't want a recolored version. They want the version that came as the Build-A-Figure. They just don't want all the figures to go along with it. There is money to be had in there. That is not a cash grab to me, because that's for people that either got into collecting later. They still have all the molds for that because clearly they put this figure out. I'm like, just put out the original on its own, in its own packaging. There's not extra money spent. You have the molds, and people like me who didn't want to get all those extra figures but like this will pick that up.
What figures built the Merciless?
They were all the Dark Knights. So like
like the Drowned, stuff like that.
Yeah, like the Wonder Woman figure, and then the Green Lantern Batman, and the Flash Batman, which you just got, and all of those guys.
Well, I don't think they did a solo Flash Batman one, because that one came in a 2-pack, which we'll get to later. But
either way, like they have the mold for it, and that's those Build-A-Figure things I think would be great to put in packaging and make their own figures out of. And if you want to put them in silly, simple clam packaging like the Raw stuff, that to me is a better deal. That to me is a better methodology for getting rid of old stuff. But what the hell do we know?
Exactly. It's not like we're the one that buy it or anything.
No.
Next up is Mr. Miracle. I think it's kind of cool that he comes with his little flying plate things that he travels on.
I love that. He
does not, however, have a flight stand, because I can see the stupid black stand underneath behind him. He should have a flight stand, especially since he has those to fly around on, so he can, pose like he's flying around on them.
Yeah, and also, those are essentially stands. So what is the stand for in this case? He's got stable footing with those little flying discs.
I was sort of interested in this figure, but now I think I am going to not buy it on principle of not having a flight stand and having 2 extra disc stands to go with the fucking useless black stand.
This is our shit on McFarlane episode. Last week we're like, oh, look at all this stuff, and there's some pretty cool stuff in here. And this week it's like, fuck that company. I can't wait until Mattel takes over in a year. Sometimes
just the decisions boggle my mind.
I totally agree. It's so silly. Like, what is going on in their brains over there? And as you pointed out, it's a plastic cape. So that's also like, why isn't it? Why couldn't they have done the molding on the wire? It's not like the cape is super awesome.
Yeah,
just put him in a green felt cape with wires.
Yeah.
Like,
anyways,
dismissively waves at McFarlane Toys.
Sandman, we looked at before, but this is just an in-package image. Very basic. Doesn't look like he comes with any extra hands or anything, but he has his gun. So not something that I'm gonna grab at all.
Boring.
find out that Steve Trevor is a page puncher. Still looks really generic.
Boring.
Army. The one thing I did want to point out was, well, the Superboy is also a page puncher. However, I can't tell if it still looks cross-eyed in that image or not, but in this other image that unfortunately at Sgt. Pepper's Hobby Club put their tag right in the fucking middle of the image. Look, listen, I get trying to credit yourself with a fucking image, but don't put it over the fucking image you're trying to show at Sgt. Pepper's Hobby Club. Just saying, put it at the bottom of your fucking image. Sorry.
They're trying to, like, they want people to talk about it. It's an exclusive, right? It's like, ooh, Sgt. Pepper Hobby Club got the exclusive image for something where we're going to have an actual image out in a couple of days.
Even if they just put it down at their feet. I just want to see the whole thing of the action figure. I want the chase of this one.
It smacks of desperation, and when something smacks of desperation in the toy market, people take notice. Yeah. So screw you, Sgt. Pepper Hobby Club, at Sgt. Pepper Hobby Club. You won't get a follow from me on Instagram, you dicks. That's right. I'm with Richie, though. The chase on this one looks great, and that is the one to get.
That is the new 52 suit style for that Superboy, and I do want to get that one. So when I do see those that go up on the 2nd, I will probably pre-order 2 just to increase my chance of getting a chase, and then kind of go from there. But yeah, so
I'm shaking my head. I have benefited from this methodology that you do. Yes, keep doing that, Richie. Keep doing that.
That being said,
I have no interest in Superboy. So if you get 2 of the regular ones, you're gonna have to return one. I don't want to have that in my car.
The of note, I notice that I've never seen a page puncher at Sunrise. I've only seen the DC Multiverse and the McFarlane Digital style boxes. So I'm gonna have to rely on GameStop, maybe Toys R Us, because I have seen some page punchers at Toys R Us, which we're only gonna have one left here soon.
Yeah, we're dropping down to 1. Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. So Toys R Us in Ottawa here, and I think maybe also in Toronto, and maybe in general in Canada, really dropping the number of stores that they have. And there's only going to be 1 in the city of Ottawa come the fall. Wow, that sucks. But Toys R Us prices are higher than they are at EB, and about the same as they are at Sunrise. And there's other cool shit to get at Sunrise. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. And lastly, for that stuff, Wonder Woman is a page puncher as well. We talked about her and our lack of interest. Also, I do have a yellow bat that is included in the Roy G. Biv Bat series. We don't need to linger on that guy. But
yeah, basic.
And here we are with Sgt. Pepper's Hobby Club again. I just put this one again to show the chase of that Batman. I like the blue one.
I can barely see them.
Yeah.
We'll need better photos when the time comes, so I can make a proper decision. But sure, it's Batman.
Yeah.
Here comes the Batman.
That's right. So, and that is what we got for coming soon right now. And
I'll tell you, folks, right now, next week's coming soon is going to be super cool, and we have some super cool shit in there. So watch our next episode.
That's right.
To see that, because this week's coming soon was like,
yeah.
But you know what? You take the good, you take the bad, you take them all, and there you have
McFarlane Toys
coming soon. McFarlane Toys. The facts of life. The facts of life.
Sorry, that was low-hanging fruit, but I had to. That was.
I mean, you get more of them than I do.
I know.
So
I'm not saying I hate them.
Cooler.
I'm not saying I hate them, but I can criticize them. So
we're not haters on any of the toy companies. They do some great stuff, and they do some shitty stuff. McFarlane is all over the place with the type of figures they make and the accessories they put in and their price points sometimes. So we get to make fun of them a little bit. Hasbro is terrible with price points. They're great figures, sometimes baffling ones, but their prices are way too high on stuff that they put out. So we make fun of them, and it's a balance.
Yeah, we make fun of everybody equally. But
especially each other.
Speaking of McFarlane toys, I got a whole bunch of shit I bought this week.
What a surprise. A week without Richie buying action figures is a sad week for him.
It's
if
true.
He's not buying. If he's not buying, he's dying.
Now, last week you did get a quick preview, me showing the boxes at the end of the last episode, but I'm going to jump right in to one of my favorites, and that is the latest Bizarro in his classic look. And I'm going to bring up his face a bit closer because the face is where it's at on this figure.
Look at that work. Look at that sculpting work on this guy.
As much as we had just shat on McFarlane for the last 20 minutes, basically, this is excellent work on this figure. So we have to give credit where credit is due.
I love the shiny metallic chest plate thing that they got going on there.
That's the same design as the Action Comics Superman that I got earlier this year. So he has that shiny metallic S as well.
Why do I feel like he's trying to sell me a used car?
It's true. He comes with a couple extra hands. I posed him with one of the flight hands in the original photo there. He's kind of doing some sort of Bizarro dab, but yeah, I love this figure, and it's going to replace I think I'm going to do a comparison before I retire my other Bizarro. I'm going to do a comparison.
Me am Bizarro John Waters.
But yeah, so
it looks like he's been sitting in the corner of a bathroom waiting for people to come in and just like, oh, make sure you wash your hands really well after going.
very devious.
It was great.
Now, the next one, we are highly anticipating another version of this figure, but this is the classic Cyborg Superman. And I have an interesting story about me getting my classic Cyborg Superman, because it was really weird, because when it first went on the GameStop website, it was there. I pre-ordered it like right away. And then as soon as the Revenge of the Green Lanterns Red Cyborg Superman went up, the classic disappeared from the website. So I'm like, all right. And then I'd gotten a bunch of my stuff in, but the classic hadn't come in yet, so I went to the GameStop the next day. Just happened to go in. I wasn't originally planning, but glad I did, because I went to look, and they're like, oh, nothing for you. And then I look on the shelf, I'm like, that Cyborg Superman's mine. And then they're like, did you get any others? I'm like, no. I'm like, oh, we see you pre-ordered it, but for whatever reason, because when they get the receiving, it'll say what is a pre-order and what's not a pre-order. But for some reason, and we think it has to do with what happened with it being removed from the website, is that caused their system to also not pick it up in their system. So luckily, because I'm there basically all the time, I saw it and still managed to get my pre-order. But yeah, nobody's fault. I'm not giving anybody crap, but it's just one of those funny things, and I'm glad I was there. Yeah, so I love this figure. This is
what you're saying is your obsession over toys
pays off.
Is what saved you a couple of extra weeks of waiting in this instance.
Probably, yeah.
All right.
Great looking cape with the wire. Now, the one detail I want to zoom in on is the fact that they actually made the hole in the leg, in the cybernetic leg. Normally, they'll like cap it off with some sort of thing to make it look like it's a hole, but it's really there. And it's awesome, and it's a great detail, and maybe other people may not think it's a fascinating detail, but I do, because it's...
Right here, you're talking about me. You're talking about me. Right here. Richie, you're not the only person that's drawn attention to this. And listen, I don't think it's terrible. I think it's perfectly fine. But it is super weird that everyone is like, the hole is in his leg. Oh, my God. Sure.
Because the other one's capped off, and I'm gonna do a comparison between my old. Like, I think I'm gonna have to do a whole episode of comparing old figures to new figures, because I have the Superman red and blues too. Also, a thing that you had pointed out previously, and you can see on this zoomed in picture, is on the left hand side. You can see that the tattered costume is there, from like when he actually like reveals that he's the Cyborg Superman. So it's just not gray there. It's like they took the time to make the detail at that part, and I think that was really cool. And he comes with a couple extra hands, one for each side.
It's always nice to have pointing figures. Yeah. Just like, hey, what's over there?
Yeah.
Listen, I am very excited for the red. The red Cyborg Superman, the
Revenge of the Green Lanterns.
Is it Revenge of the Green Lanterns, or is that a Sinestro Corps War?
No, that's the Revenge of the Green Lanterns one, when he took over the Manhunters.
Yes. I'm very excited for this. A lot of people are saying this is the McFarlane figure of the year, and it is hard to not agree with them, and Richie is seemingly agreeing with that.
I've been anticipating it so much that... because like the way the GameStop website works is like this one has been to be confirmed for release date, and those will usually nestle between figures that have release dates, so you can kind of gauge when it's going to be released. But the other thing is, because right now it's nestled in between new released figures. But the thing is, I have in some Facebook groups I'm in, I have been seeing in Canadian cities people saying, "Oh, I got my Red Cyborg Superman." That's why like I've been in every day this week, because I'm so excited for this figure. And
we're very excited. We're very excited. We have high hopes. You can, and obviously you have the regular, so it's basically just the same figure, just in different colors. So you can confirm that this is in fact an excellent toy.
Yeah, it is very, very much an excellent toy. Like, even like the cybernetics on it, it's like when you look at it, it's just phenomenal. Like I love this, and I love that I got an updated version to go in with my collection, because now I have Steel, Superboy, Eradicator, and Cyborg Superman of the same line. So I just
I was going to say, don't you just need a mulleted Superman?
I just needed a mulleted Superman. Well, I do have a mulleted Superman, but that's him in the his blue, but I want a mulleted black suit Superman. So.
Yeah, which I think came out or is coming out.
Yeah. So I do have a black suit Superman, but that's the one with the beard. When Superman was like dying, but then a Superman from another Earth was there, and they kind of combined and became the Superman after the New 52. It's kind of convoluted, but yeah. So
kind of is being kind.
Yeah, and it has something to do with the Dr. Manhattan stuff as well. So it's all over the place. Anyways,
either way, we are anticipating that Cyborg Superman, regardless of whichever one, but this one in particular, I think is going to be on a lot of people's best of year-end lists, and that's why we want it so bad. And it's a robot Superman, who you can't go wrong with a robot Superman.
Yeah. Now the next one is, I picked this up when I found the Platinum for Tupper. I was like, I'm ordering already, so I might as well get this. And that is the Page Puncher Deathstroke. Comes with his helmet, head with helmet, no mask on. You can see it on the side with the accessories. He's got a bow staff, a sword, and some sort of crowbar with handle blade thing. I don't know what it's called.
It's a Japanese sword, Richie.
Okay.
And it has a name, but it's a Japanese sword. It's not a crowbar with a handle.
It looks like
Japanese.
It looks like a crowbar. Anyways,
you Philistine. Watch some ninja movies.
Here he is with the mask on and the sword. He's also got the scabbard on the back for him to put the sword in. You can kind of see it there on his back. I don't think I have an image with it on his back, but I just wanted to look at the mask close up. But it's a really good figure. I'm glad I picked it up. it's the first Deathstroke that I have. He's a great character, and I'm still iffy on that other one that we were talking about last week, like the super classic looking one. So
I'm iffy on it too. Like again, I do want to replace my old Deathstroke figure, but I feel like the Deathstroke that I wanted, which was the Arkham Knight, or the Arkham Origins Deathstroke that I missed out on. I think that was the one that I wanted, and I missed out on it. So, that's life, man. That's life.
yeah.
Sometimes you're riding high in April and shot down in May. That's the way it goes. And if I get a chance to get that one, that's great. But I think it's just one of those things. Like I do appreciate the classic 70s to the 80s look, but I do want a more modern version. And I think I'm gonna sidestep that Deathstroke.
Yeah.
So.
Next up is one that I picked up on a whim along with another one because I happened to go to the Maryville Toys R Us and find out that it was closing, and it was 30% off the rest of the store, but action figures were still at 10. I already have the regular version, but this is the Platinum Dick Bats. Looks really good in the blue as compared to the black. I got it from a few angles here. And
true story, folks. Richie is 30% of Richie's toy purchases are on a whim.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's not a cloth cape, but it's not like a vinyl. It's kind of like a sheer cloth. It's not like the same material as your '89 Batman, but it's a really nice material, and
it looks nice. I really like. It's really nice.
Yeah,
like that's a huge ass cape. Like I am into this.
Yeah, that's why I really I wanted to splay it out a bit to really show it off. And then here's the comparison between
that cape fucks. I will just say that right now. That cape can get it. That cape slaps. It fucks. It dances out in the dance floor. It has its own OnlyFans account. That cape is lit.
I agree. But yeah, here's the comparison with the two of them together. I like both of them. It's hard for me to pick one over the other. I originally pre-ordered...
Ooh, Richie, I'm going blue, man. Yeah. I got to go with that dark blue. It just really stands out. It's really, really nice. It's sharp, and it's different from other Batman. And I love black and gray Batman, don't get me wrong, but if the design of the figure, if the design of the outfit is right, I think the blue and gray can be really beautiful, and I think in this case the blue is actually, I think the blue is the winner here. Sure. Honestly,
I originally pre-ordered this one and I got the original for the Dick Bats, and I had seen the chase here and there, but this time I was like, you know what, I see it, I'm gonna grab it. It's 10% off. It's not a big deal, but it's a good enough deal. So
hey, you take them where you can get them. Honestly, again, I think this is a great pickup just because I do really love the look of this, and the color scheme is really on point. So I think it's a really good pickup, even though it's essentially the same figure. But yeah, good job. Good job.
Another figure that I highly anticipated is the Eradicator. I think they molded his cape really, really well, and I think in this instance I do prefer the molded cape for this guy. As much as
looks like he's taking a poo. He's spotted for a poo.
He's just very concentrated. He's ready for a fight. But yeah, they did a really good job. And see, look, he has the same jawline as this Chase that we were looking at, that we saw at 2 EBs yesterday. I'm just not in it for the Sparkle Eradicator. I just it's not doing it for me.
I get it. I think again the reason, Richie, that I'm in the Chase is that all of these Superman, except for the Cyborg Superman, because I always have an interest in Cyborg characters. I don't have any hard feelings on these guys, and it's nice, and I can see why you would want this one. But I think the Chase speaks more openly to me because it's just very interesting as far as the color scheme goes, and the translucence and the cape, just the purple. And the blue really looks great in that color scheme. So that's just me. I'm just giving you my opinion.
There were other choices that could have made for the Chase, for other looks for him that have been in the comics, and I'm not opposed to making a new look that hasn't been anywhere, but I just don't like this new look that hasn't been anywhere.
You're allowed.
Yeah.
You're totally allowed. I'm not even going to make fun of you for it because, like, I'm happy you got this, and I think this is perfect for you. I wouldn't want either version, but the other one I think is more aesthetically pleasing to my.
It's also
interests.
interesting, probably to you and other people, what I will pick up a platinum version of and what I won't pick up a platinum version of when I have the original already.
Well, again, the thing that I want to, and to not be jokey for a second, but when we're talking about toys and we're talking about collecting, I just want to come back around to the fact that it really is what do you think is cool? What do you think looks great in 3 dimensions? What do you want to put on your shelf?
It's 100% a visual preference. Like,
absolutely, and stuff that's going to spark people is going to be hateful to others. There's going to be variations that are going to be hits, and there's going to be variations that are going to be misses, and that's the beauty of this whole environment of toy collecting is you get what you like, you talk about what sparks, you hope everything comes out well, and that's where your interest. But you like stick where your interests are. Like, if you like something, fucking get it. If you think something's stupid, don't get it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
And this next one is going to be a great example of both sides of that for some people, because I have seen the original of this one out there, and I had considered getting it, but I was kind of like, eh. And then randomly the other day I saw an image of this on the interwebs, and I was like, that looks pretty cool. And I'm pretty sure I've seen this in one of my local GameStops, and I went by to check, and it was at my GameStop, and that is the black light edition of the Demon, also known as Etrigan. Just the color scheme alone, like this, it looks really fucking cool.
It is it's very different looking.
Yeah. But the coolest part I'm not even at yet, because it's just not a black light edition because, you know, it's bright colors. They actually give you little black lights to go with it, so you can.
Oh, this is awesome! Oh, so like it's got lights in the package.
Yeah, lights and a stand. Here's what it looks like. It's like a little lighting.
Okay, so they did this too with the Mr. Freeze. Batman and Robin figure that's coming out later this year, I think.
So if you...
That is so cool. Like, that's such a really nice accessory edition.
I didn't even know that was included with it. I got it because I thought the bright colors alone, it looked interesting enough for me. I was, like, tickled when I saw that it actually had black lights to go with it and a...
Okay. Here's the question, though. What did you pay for that toy?
It was $39.99. Plus taxes. What? Yeah.
So it comes with lights, and it comes with it comes with a whole setup for $40 plus tax.
Yeah.
What the shit?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I thought the lights was gonna be like, it's like $60 or $70 or something like that. That's insanity.
Yeah. So
that is insane.
So I'm guessing, like, I haven't looked at the price, but I'm guessing any other blacklight edition is similar in that regard, and like comes with those things and is at that price point. So now that I know that about blacklight editions, I might consider them a bit more. Not that they've done a lot of them, but like this one, I'm like totally on board for. So I
am blown away. Like, I think that's just great, and the design of this figure is really cool. Again, not something I would put on my shelf, but do I ever appreciate when it feels like you get a bargain?
Yeah. And
I feel like giving you lights that go with your figure at a price point of $40 is a bargain.
And the stand is huge. It's like that big. Like, so.
Yeah, and you can also, you don't have to just put the blacklight figure. You can put any figure and test out see what works and see what doesn't.
Yeah.
So I'm sure some of the other figures would also look pretty cool in that setup.
Yeah.
What is it? It takes little batteries, like little watch batteries?
Yeah, little watch, 3 in each of the lights. So LR44s, cool. I think, are the batteries. So don't tell me how I remember that.
Specific.
But
I was going to say that's oddly specific for you. Can't remember to hit record sometime, but you can remember the type of battery that go into the lights. LR44, absolutely.
Yeah, weird brain. So, next one is one that I got from our good friend David Pym, and that is the Flash and Batman of Earth minus 52 2-pack, also known as the Red Death. I had recently just gotten the Rebirth Flash, which this Flash is pretty much a 1-for-1 for, with the exception this one has a grimaced face as opposed to the smiling face.
Different hands too.
Yeah, different hands. Didn't come in with and I think that just goes with the character of, he's fighting the Red Death and it's very serious, so they're just showing that with like the
super serious
fights.
I'm super serial about this.
He does have
My name is Al Gore, and I'm super serial.
He does have all of the spots to put the effects on if you want to move the effects onto him. But I think they should have included some effects to go with it for both of them. The Red Death looks really fucking cool. Though neither of them came with any extra hands, accessories, or anything like that. Just the figures themselves on their own. But I 99% got this for the Red Death. So this is like the little set piece that comes with it. I didn't pose them with it for the photo, although I do have them posed on it now. I don't know why I didn't take a photo, but I didn't. But I think it's cool, just kind of add some scenery to some of your displays. So I've got 3 of those now. So 1, 2, 3, yeah.
Your mileage may vary on such things. I hate them. Mm-hmm. I think they're dumb. But those are the 2-pack ones. I got a bunch of and still use a bunch of the old Marvel Legends bases and dioramas that came with some of the figures, like Wolverine. The first Wolverine figure came with a diorama figure of some boxes and a bunch of fallen Hellfire Club soldiers, and I still will occasionally display Wolverine with that, and Magneto came with one, and a bunch of the X-Men came with pieces of Sentinels that they had defeated, and that's all. I love all of that stuff. It's just those 2-pack ones are it's all rocks and stuff, and it's usually very generic, and it doesn't hold any interest for me. I suppose if you put them all together, you could create a pretty cool giant diorama with all of them, but again, your mileage may vary. Rich, I think they're stupid.
Both sides of the coin.
Both sides of the coin, and both are valid.
Yep.
Both things are valid.
The next one is one that I got at the same time as the Dick Bats chase. And this is the Fusion Batman Superman chase. One where I actually liked the translucence on it because it's really added to the figure, and it's not, you don't see through it a lot, and you'll see the difference between the two figures when I put the comparison up on it. But I will 100% admit, and I told Tupper this, that one of the selling points for me getting this chase was the translucent batarangs. But see, you can really see the differences here. The batarangs are different. The pouches are different, and of course the legs are different. It's a really good showcase of.
I gotta say, Richie, the chase is where it's at here. That it's very cool looking.
It just adds that much really more of the Green Lantern aspect of that fusion to it.
Yeah. I gotta give it up, man. And I made fun of you on text for buying a figure for Batarangs. And now it's apparent to me, it's oh no, it's more than just the Batarangs. The figure is actually really dynamic as well. So you know what? All my insults rescinded.
Yeah.
Good on you. Good on you, bye. For picking that one up. I think that was definitely the better of the two purchases, but I think both of them are pretty cool if you're into that sort of thing. But the translucent legs with the clear batarangs, I would get that shit.
Yeah.
That's cool to me, and I would be happy to have that on the shelf. So very nice pickup on that one. Damn it, I hate it when you do things that are so obviously make funnable, and then you show me. Oh, I was all set to run you over the coals for picking up a toy for $50 for friggin' clear batarangs, and then you pull this shit out. Whole argument defeated.
That's right.
Damn it.
Next on, we got back to the world of Flash, and one that I wanted for a little bit, and from our friend David Pym again, Godspeed.
Yeah, Godspeed I saw in stores when he came out, and I was this close to getting him, but I don't have a very close affinity for that character. Yeah. But man, has he ever got a cool costume, and does he ever have a cool sculpt?
Yeah, the sculpt was cool. I will say the only thing I wish is he came with a bit more lightning effects. Is my only criticism, but I love the character. I read the original appearance of this character as it was released. It's a great story. They did an okay job of him in the Flash TV series, so okay, that's why I said
okay. Average, below. I would say 5 out of 10.
Yeah,
it's a 5 out of 10 job. So yeah, average.
Oh. You just made me think for the next one because of your comment earlier of the blacklight. I bet you the blacklight will look really good on this Green Lantern figure.
You're gonna have to test that out.
Didn't even think to test it out. I told Tupper just before I bought this that I saw an image where someone had it and it looked like parts of it glowed in the dark, and I was incorrect on that. That is not the case, but maybe they were using something like a blacklight to enhance their photo. But yeah, so it's not as lime green as I initially thought, but it is still pretty lime green. But I do like it more than I like it. Oh, I liked it enough to buy it, obviously. But I liked it more than my initial thoughts. My initial thoughts were I wasn't going to get this because it was too much, but no, I had to get it. So it's Green Lantern.
Yeah, it was too Kermity for you initially, and you're like, no, actually, this is perfectly fine. And we saw it when we were in the store the other day, and I picked it up looking at it, and I got to say, like, honestly, it is very, very green, but it is nice. Yeah, like it's nice, and I think it is again one of those situations where photos do not do the coloring and the overall look of the figure justice. You have to see it in 3 dimensions, in the package, at the store, on your shelf, and I think that makes all the difference in the world. This is one that we were just like, it's just too... Yeah. It's too cartoony.
And originally it looked too clunky too, but it doesn't look as clunky as in person when you see it. So
it does really stand out, and I think it is a nice showpiece if you're a big Green Lantern fan. I think it's especially a big, Reign of the Superman, Superman's death sort of thing. It fits in that whole story. But I like this now. Not for me, but it's nice, and if I got it randomly, I would be happy to have it. It's nice. They did a nice job with it.
Keeping in the Green Lantern world, we got Jade, and you can see what I mean on the left-hand side of the image with the hand, on how clunky the hands with the effects look when you're posing it. You can, like, where I have it like curved up there, you can really see the ball joint a lot. So that is my only real criticism of this figure. Otherwise, I do love it. I wish the effects. It's
Why is she mooning me? Why is she mooning me?
It was just for you, actually. And then I was smart. I didn't put the white hands on the white background. I put them on the black background. So it only comes with a couple extra hands. I think what they should have done in this case, because what it looks like is they have, instead of actual hands there, it's just a connection, and they still should have had like a wrist and a hand within the flames, the green flames there. It's just an attachment with flames, and it kind of looks a little bit off. So
I agree. It's too bad because it's actually one of the nicer looking female figures that McFarlane has done, and they're pretty hit and miss when it comes to their ladies.
Yeah,
this is they did an okay job here, but I agree. The thing is egregious as far as mistakes go, and that will impact your desire to pick this up. This is a newer figure. I mean, this has been out for a couple of weeks, I think. Yeah. And that's, I don't know, man.
If it wasn't for my Green Lantern affinity, I probably would have passed on this one. So
yeah, this is a $15 bargain bin pickup. Yeah. It's not a brand new pickup, and that's, I think, because of what you're saying. I think the flame effects ruin it. So Swing and a miss, Todd. Swing and a miss.
My chair broke.
Your chair broke.
Just the arm came off a bit. So, anyways, we'll fix that later. Well,
that's one that's definitely going to be fixed in post.
Yeah. The next one I got is one that I picked up when I got all of the Hal and the Jade and some of the other ones we're still going to look at. But I didn't see this anywhere. It wasn't on any website. It wasn't I didn't see it on McFarlane anywhere or GameStop website, but it's this Joker Dick Grayson. Jokerized.
Dick jokes?
Yeah, Joker Dick.
Dick jokes.
Joker Dick.
No, that doesn't. Mine is better.
Mine's better.
Mine is way better.
Mine's better.
Why does he have a pink stand?
Because he's Jokerized, and it says Robin on it, the Boy Wonder.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's very Barbie. It's given me big Barbie vibes, but that's not a bad thing. Yeah. It's not a complaint.
But
it's just
I literally grabbed this because I hadn't seen it anywhere. I'm just gonna get it and it looks cool. The cape is well molded with the plastic. I like the little batarang on the nylon rope that he comes with there. In the background, you can see the accessories. I put the stand with the card in the back. I'm not going to put that all up when I pose it. I just included it for the photos here. I don't like the card stands. They don't really do anything for me. But
yeah, they're dumb.
Yeah,
they're super dumb. I mean, again, if you're watching this and you collect McFarlane figures and you collect the ones with the card stands, do you display them with the cards? Like, sound off in the comments, because I feel like no. Yeah. I feel like nobody does that, and I don't know why they include them. Yeah. But I also don't know why they include the cards. Can we just
stop with the cards?
Why do they include the cards?
I don't even take the cards out of the box. The only time they come out of the box is if the plastic that holds the peg stand is connected to the card. Sometimes it'll cause the card to fall out. That's the only time it comes out of the box. Maybe we should do a deep dive at some point, do some research on the internet, because I'm really curious to know if those cards have any attached value to them, if people are trading them, if they just get tossed. This could definitely be a situation where if people are throwing the packaging out, the cards just get thrown out. And if there is little to no cards out there from certain figures, then I see there may be some associated value for scarcity involved with that. But to this day, I just question why they include the cards, what the value is of those cards, why they're made at all. It might have been some original contract thing with McFarlane and DC in order for them to have it, but it makes little to no sense why they're still included in the packaging. Yeah. The other one, actually, the next one I actually picked up when I got my Cyborg Superman, because I saw it one day and I was like, you know what, it's only $10, so I'm going to grab it. And I had previously gotten the Lex in the power suit, without the dark side aspect to it, but I also got it, and he looks really cool here when you zoom in on his face, but I also got it partly because of the Dark Side throne, which is really cool.
Which is ironic, because my Darkseid figure would not sit in that tiny throne.
That's funny.
That is for the small. Look, see, Lex Luthor fits in it fine, but it's for Darkseid. My Darkseid figure, one of his thighs would fit in that fucking chair. That's it. It's not going to fit him at all. So I think that's the reason I didn't get this one initially, is because I love the idea of the throne and I love the idea of the chair, but it makes no sense as Darkseid's chair, because the Darkseid figures are
huge,
much bigger.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I will say this, Richie, that is a steal at $10. That is a perfect price point. You are getting so much for $10 with that. So it's a great looking figure. I love the chair. You can use it for other figures. I love the design of the Lex suit. It is beautiful. It is very, very good. So $10, good on you, buddy. Yeah. Good on you.
Back to Green Lantern world, but not a Green Lantern.
Christ, how many figures did you pick up? Wait, I know the answer.
This one's from David as well. Good old Manhunter, which is good that he came in, especially since I'm getting the Revenge of the Green Lantern Man, not Manhunter, but Cyborg Superman soon. But he'll be good to have. But Manhunter's such a classic character, and I'm pissed that this one doesn't come with a flight stand because it has rocket effects for the feet. And how are you going to fucking put the rocket effects in the feet if you don't have a fucking flight stand? So
yeah,
and he comes with a like destroyed face as well, a faceplate that you can come out, which works well because it's a robot, so it switches out really well.
Honestly, I love the Manhunter figure. I wish I had one. I wish I had two, actually, and I'm gonna wish I had two, especially when we get that Cyborg Superman figure. But I think they did it. I think. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say this is to me one of the best ones they've ever released across the whole line. I love the look. I love the design. It's badass. I love the changeable faceplates. More, if anything, we should have gotten more. There should have been a blast effect that came and put on that you could put on the hand. I don't know why they put rockets on the boots, but whatever. But I don't care about that. The look of this figure is like 100.
If I saw another one somewhere, I'd probably grab it just so I could have, like a group of Manhunters, so to speak. We're going to go to a Martian Manhunter next, also from David Pym, in his classic look. There's also a Rebirth one out there, but this is the classic one. Very, very basic John Jones figure. I wish they would have had some sort of attachments where, his arms were like, legs were shape-shifting, maybe an alternate head for his more Martian-like look. But otherwise, classic character that you can't go wrong for having the figure for.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, still a classic character, but not in his classic look. The New 52 Superman, which I was initially a little trepidatious on because I wasn't sure about the head sculpt, which then I was like, you know what, I need this one because it's New 52 and I do like some of that era. I can forgive the head sculpt, but also isn't as bad as I thought it was when you see it in person. It is a little like rectangular, I'll say, but it doesn't look as dead inside as I previously thought.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's very anime inspired, honestly. Like it does feel like a Japanese company created this. He has a very Japanese or Asian inspired look, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I do not.
Oh, have they ever done a Kenan Kong Superman, the Superman of China? I don't think so. That would be a great action figure.
I mean, that's all. Maybe they were gonna use this head. And they're like, actually, it looks more like the New 52 guy. Let's just throw it on there. I don't know.
And then here's the back with the black S on the cape as opposed to the yellow that you get with the other ones. Lastly, for DC, and the last one that I got from our good friend David, Tim Drake Robin. He had this one and the more yellow one. I chose this one because it comes with the bow staff and the other one doesn't. And if you're going to have a Tim Drake, you got to have a bow staff because it's kind of his signature thing. Or at least one of them. So, but it's a good figure. I've got no real complaints on it. It's good. I like it. It's a bit basic, but it's Tim, so it's good.
No notes. I got no notes.
Lastly, for things that I bought this week, and moving over to the Marvel Universe, is the more comic book look for Miles Morales. It had the it comes in one of the clamshell ones. A little bit closer look on the face. The midsection and like where the groin area is very clunky.
Yeah, definitely tell that from.
Yeah.
He's showing brain, as they say.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about. I mean, good for Miles, but also weird for a toy.
But he looks okay from this angle. But overall I do like this figure, and I do like the look. I like how in his masked version, it's the eyes are a little bit more, they're not as wide as they are on some of Spider-Man figures. There looks like he's maybe wincing or whatever you want to see, and he comes with one of those comic book thingies as well that they do for the things, and just a little close up on his masked face as well.
Is the comic book can you open the comic book?
No, it's just a flat comic book chunk of plastic.
That's dumb.
Yeah,
that's kind of dumb. I mean, they should have put like a couple of little pages in there or something like that. But whatever.
There's a few of those that I have from some of the different figures, like some of the Secret Wars ones came with one, I think. But what I plan to do at one point is take those Marvel comics and put them in the hands of DC characters.
Good on you.
Yeah. And that's the end of my shit Richie bought this week. And we got a review from Mr. Adam Tupper coming for you. And I'm talking this slowly so I can find the button to press.
There you go. It's review segment time. It's reviews. It's the song. It's long. But that's okay. Because where else are you going to be? And also, the review is not that long. The review might be shorter than the review song.
It's true.
Because that's how I roll. So this week, for review, we have the brand new, just released to the public, Viper figure from Hasbro, part of the G.I. Joe Classified line. A lot of people were excited about this one. There have been Vipers released before, a bunch of Vipers released before, and I have the first release. I don't have any of the repaints, or I don't have the 3-pack for Vipers, because the problem that I had with the initial Viper design is that the vest and belt covered the whole body. It really limited the movement for this army builder figure. And one of the things that really bothered me about that series, that period of time that the G.I. Joe Classified figures went through, is that they had vests and you really couldn't bend them forward or bend them backward, make them look like they're part of an action sequence. And that's annoying with figures that have this kind of articulation. This Viper has done away with that. You can see in this photo that I have the old Viper beside the new one. This is a top tier, top notch action figure. This is one of the better G.I. Joe Classified releases,
and it really is an upgrade.
Line. And everything is new. The only thing that's ported over is the helmet. When they do these retro packaged figure designs, what often they do is they just take the toy that was already released and they just do a repaint on it to make it more like in line with the color scheme of the original 1980s toys. But what we noticed that they're doing with some of the classified retro figures is basically a whole new sculpt. And I think it depends on fan reactions and interactions. This is a whole new sculpt. Everything here is new. This is a beautiful, amazing upgrade. It is better in every way than the original Viper. I love the original Viper design. I think it's a great update. But this is a work of art. Like, if you were a fan of these toys in the 80s, this is for you. A lot of people like me love the in the 80s. Look at how cool this is. Like, this is just a phenomenal action figure. Everything moves properly. It has a little bit of waist movement forward and backward, which is great. The color design is on. It comes with a shit ton of hands. You can see he's pointing in one of them. There's gripping hands. There's fist hands. The two weapons that he comes with, the two main big weapons he comes with, are great. He comes with also a holstered gun and a big backpack. This is beautiful work. This is a beautiful piece of toy craftsmanship. And I was really scratching my head to try to find something wrong with it. And honestly, the head doesn't tilt very far up or down. There's a little bit of motion up and down. It's very nitpicky, I admit. But this is the kind of stuff that when they put it out in the retro line, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing, amazing work. This is a 9.5. I mean, perfection. Yeah. Again, I'm only nitpicking. Some people won't even care. They're like, this is a perfect toy. And it is right there. But the look, the accessories that come with it, the stand, the design, the posability, everything works perfectly. This is as close to perfect as the G.I. Joe classified line can get. And for me, again, there's a few little nitpicky things, and I'm going to be nitpicky because I collect a lot of these things. This is beautiful stuff. Like, if you're into the G.I. Joe line, this is beautiful, beautiful work. And I'm not going to tease it. I have it. I'm looking at it right now. But next week, we'll be doing another G.I. Joe classified line review, and it is also almost perfect. So will it get an even higher score than the Viper? What is it? Well, you're going to have to tune in next week to find out. But man, they're just killing it with these retro lines right now. This is awesome stuff. Great job.
I was looking at, I can't remember if it's one that's it's coming soon, or if maybe it's already out, but one that I'm thinking of getting and just trying to look up on my phone while I'm doing is the Televiper. And that's just because it is kind of what the Rap Viper kind of logo is revolved around. So it comes out in October. It's available for
it's out in October.
Yeah, so I might
I
might have to order that one.
I have no frame of reference on the Televiper, as far as I know that it's a re-release, because again, they did put it out already with the Trouble Bubble, but that was like $100, and I think it was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. And then they put out a Python Patrol Televiper with a Python Patrol Trouble Bubble, and that was available at Toys R Us. And nobody wanted that because nobody likes the Python Patrol colors, and if you do, you're weird. I'm sorry. I'm just saying that.
I'll include some pictures of the Televiper for next week, for coming soon.
I'm super excited about the Televiper, and I 1,000% am going to get a Televiper. It is one of the 5 or 6 remaining Vipers that I do not have, that they either haven't made yet or were released and they weren't released to the public. The Range Viper is the other one. I want that. Hasbro, put the fucking Range Viper in the retro line, because it was like a Walmart or Target exclusive, and it was there and gone, and I didn't even got it anywhere. I didn't see it anywhere, and it wasn't available on Amazon. So fucking get your shit together and put that one out there. But the Televiper is super cool. You should get one, Richie. I'm excited to get one. They come with little faceplate markings that are like Trouble and SOS, and
nice.
It's gonna be a great release in the retro line. But either way, the Viper here that we're talking about, I love this figure. One of my favorites in the whole line, 9.5. That's the mark. Beautiful work. Beautiful work.
And also next week, a little preview that we will take in a look at these guys that I got as well, that we didn't have time to include for this week. So,
well, here's my 5-second review each of the 3 figures that Richie got me. Here's Hawk Girl. She's pretty great. She got a giant butt. This is a solid 8 out of 10. Very nice job. Love the mace. Here is Deathstroke. Oh, wait, sorry. Deadshot. Pew, pew. Pew, pew. Honestly, this is a great figure. But I wonder why. I just wish that they had these little bullet thingies attached separately to these.
Yeah.
And they should have done. It's just weird that they didn't. But this is like an 8.5 as well. I like this. And then there's Superman from the upcoming Superman movie, and Crypto. Wait, where is he? There we go. There's Crypto. This is great. Love the hands. 2 of the faces for this guy look exactly the same. So I don't know what drugs they were smoking over at McFarlane Toys when they put it out. This is the angry-faced one that I got. I put this one on him. That's okay. The other 2 are just like the same expression, just like.
I think I have the Heat Vision on right now.
Yeah, the Heat Vision one is nice. The other 2 ones are essentially the same. I'm never going to use them. But this is really nice. I think this is one of the best movie-based figures that I've seen recently, and one of the better Superman ones that I've seen recently. This is a 9.
Yeah.
Crypto is great.
Yeah.
Crypto is really great. This is solid work. This is a 9. out of 10 for me. This is really nice. I'm really happy that I have this. This is nice work. Yeah, there you go. Mini reviews from me.
There you go. Well, there you have it, folks. Don't forget to check us out at Podbean, speedingbulletsreloaded.podbean.com. You can find all our other podcasts. If you're watching this, you already found our YouTube page, Speeding Bullets Reloaded. But that's what all our social media is Speeding Bullets Reloaded. So check us out. Hit subscribe, click on that bell, and come back and join us again next week. Bye, everybody.
Later, skaters.
I know it's hard to remember all 1,980 members.
I didn't say peace out Tupac this time. I'm trying to read that out because that's what Conan says. I just think it's very funny.
As you talk over the theme song.
Yeah. Why not?